you all, thanks for tuning to QVH Beauty 101. Today's video is going to be about weft sealing. Yes, weft sealing. I know you're like, what? It's so simple, like, or what is that? I always recommend, no matter how expensive your hair is, no matter if you're buying hair $500 a pack, even if you're buying our Junie, if you're buying from Queen Hair Products, Queen Beauty, seal them bad boys. Seal your wefts and protect your investment. I know sealing wefts takes time, and sometimes when you order from a company or a few companies and you get in hair that doesn't shed at all, you get spoiled. You're like, oh, my hair doesn't shed. Like, you know, you get a good quality hair, because what's going to happen is you're going to order from another company and their wefts aren't going to be as good as the last. You're not going to seal your wefts. You're going to get it installed, you're going to cut it up, and that bad boy is going to shed. So I always recommend to seal your wefts. I will do a video on how to seal your wefts. I use a product called Freight Stopper. You can always get it on Amazon. I originally purchased it when I was in London. I'm always there over the summer, so I got that from Hobby Lobby or Hobby Craft, if that's what it's place called, and it's really good. Some people use Freight Check. You can always order from different companies that provide that. I think Extensions Plus has weft sealing as well. That's really good. But I really don't like the nail polish effect. It gets really messy, and I'm really clumsy already, so I don't need anything that's really messy. But it really helps with your hair from shedding, especially extensions. When you get extensions, I've never had hair that hasn't shed at all, like not even one strand. I've never had that ever. Every hair that I've ever had has had a couple of strands shed here and there, or maybe one strand every other day, or when I brush it, it starts to shed a little bit. It happens, you know, so don't be alarmed when you have hair that sheds, but it's always good to prevent the shedding beforehand. Sometimes you can seal your wefts and they still shed. You can seal them bad boys up and down 3-4 times, install it, and by the end of the day, just shedding everywhere. It happens, depends on what company you use. So when you open up your wefts, check for your weft construction. Check if it's constructed well, and make sure that you don't have like little hair sticking up from the weft. Those are signs that the hair might shed. So you might want to look at that before you even cold wash or shampoo the hair. Some companies do not do returns when you shampoo the hair. So if you get hair and you shampoo it and you already see that the wefts are horrible, don't go ahead and shampoo it. Contact the company immediately. Even if it's an Asian vendor or American vendor, contact the company and let them know what's going on, because sometimes slip-ups do happen and they might just have forgotten about that batch, or it's been a bad batch, you know. So contact the company. Most companies are always willing to help. Just don't go and just attack them like, oh, my hair is shedding. Like, you know, calm down. Just be professional with it, and they're most likely to help you. But make sure you seal your wefts all the time. Like with this hair, I didn't seal my wefts because I was lazy, but luckily it didn't shed. But I'm going to take it out, seal my wefts again, and reinstall it in a tighter wig, because when I first installed this wig, it was a U-part with a closure separately, and then I decided to sew the U-part on it. So I like it like this, so I decided to seal my wefts because I want to color it. When you color your hair, it does shed more. Just simple as that. When you color hair virgin or processed hair, it's going to shed more. Even if it doesn't shed, the bottoms might break off because you're coloring it too high, or the volume of the developer you use is too strong for the hair. So always contact the company and see what they recommend on what type of volume developer or what kind of lighting products they use. Some products work good for certain types of hair. I use Paul Mitchell, I use Matrix, I use Reckon, I use Brush. I use different products depending on what kind of hair I receive from a client. That's depending on porosity, like how well it takes to color and things like that. Some hair that you get, you color that bad boy and it doesn't go nowhere because it's already been dyed. So when you color the hair, it does tend to shed more. So that, or the breakage in the bottom, is not going to be solved by sealing your wefts. The breakage in the bottom will not be solved by that, because most of the time the breakage, it's just the bottom and the wefts are on top, so the bottom really breaks off. You can tell when you get like a 24-inch and you color it, by the time you've done it, you look like you have a 20-inch. It's because the bottom is breaking off, like it's starting to shed. So you need to condition. You need to make sure that you neutralize that hair after you're done. Don't just shampoo and condition after you bleach your hair and don't neutralize it. You need to make sure the pores are closed and the cuticles are sealed, conditioned with cold water. That's not going to help it from shedding if you seal your wefts, especially if you do a horrible job with the color. But even with that being said, if you color the hair from the root all the way to the bottom, that chemical process does affect the weft construction. Yes, it does. If you put 40 volume developer on good quality hair and you put it all through the wefts, you don't seal it, that's going to cause more shedding. It's going to cause more shedding that you would normally have if you don't color your hair. So I just want to advise anybody that's watching my videos, make sure you seal your wefts. Just take the time. It doesn't take a long time. With the product I use, it takes like 10 minutes. Seal your wefts and save money. Like it takes like, some weft sealants cost from $4 to $10. Save some money on buying hair. Hair costs a lot in general to start with. So don't waste it or don't damage your purchase by not sealing your wefts. If you need a detailed video on how to seal your wefts, please let me know and I will do a detailed video on how I seal my wefts, the products I use, and how long it takes me to do my weft sealing process. Thanks for watching and God bless.